Okay, and we are back.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Welcome back. Is this episode 5?
This
It
is
is.
Episode 5, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
yep.
meant to put a little sticky note just so I would remember. It's like, okay, once these numbers get higher, I'm going to start forgetting.
Pretty sure episode 5 is where if you're still listening to this, you're in it. You are obligated to not. You have to
can't,
finish it to the end.
you can't quit now.
Mhm.
You've muddled through our first 4 audio challenges, and maybe this will be even better. For all you people out there who think about podcasting, make sure you get a sound engineer because it sucks to not have one.
Thank you, Justin, by the way.
Thank you, Justin, for 2 seasons of awesome clarity.
Right.
I'm back.
You don't know what you got until it's gone.
yep.
Yeah. So, how's everybody doing?
Good.
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 Little check-in. Feel like we're getting closer to actually being able to see people in person again.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to want to if I can.
You just man behind the green curtain, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's
I don't
really-
even look like this anymore. This is completely deep fake.
He's just the upper half anymore. That's good. Well, I don't actually have any new announcements or anything today, which is kind of disappointing. It's like it's always good to start with an announcement, but we really we're just here. We're ready to do a show. So let's do a show.
Yeah.
Right. Let's
And,
do it.
we
Nothing
can't
to
start-
it but to do it.
We can't start any other way, but take it, Alar.
The well-rested heroes made their way to the Lost Lady where Alar finally got to perform, yet somehow did not meet the DM's exacting standards. They learned more about the factions in Knockabout, and Alar got a new patron, Tanner Williams. Then they began to explore their neighborhood and went shopping. What exciting things will they find? Find out today on Dungeon Patrol.
Nice.
Well, I just as a reminder, Triss did get her awesome portrait or sketch of Vosh. So
Oh yes.
It's a clever thing to do.
I'm ready.
Yes, and actually, so we've started out actually sharing where we left off at Lorraine's art studio, where Lorraine is actually present. And I kind of adjusted the map a little bit because I think I had it too small last time. So the place seemed to grow larger as you enjoyed it roaming around.
It's lovely.
It really is a fantastic art studio. It is probably one of my favorite maps in a while.
That rug really brings the room together, does it not?
Ties the whole thing.
I think painting is overrated. Why do they call it fine arts? Because it's only fine. But performing arts are excellent.
Oh, that is a perspective.
And we just lost all of our
Yeah,
fans.
no. Hey, that's Alar's opinion, not mine. Just saying.
Well,
Wait until you might have to pose for a picture, Alar, and then I bet
Oh.
you she could make amazing. You know, you could put all the posters all over.
Yeah. Well, we saw the picture of Alar last season, so that's what he
I don't
gets.
know. Triss is kind of intrigued now and kind of like, yeah, maybe I'll come take some lessons or something. This is, yeah. You know, once we're out of that desperate situation from season 2, it's like, oh, look at all the other things that I can explore about my personality.
I can swing a paintbrush
Totally.
instead of a sword.
Yeah.
I could totally see Triss painting happy little trees.
Yeah.
Happy
Feeling
little
it.
trees.
Well, now we have stalagmites and stalactites, so happy little.
Well, look, there's trees.
Yeah, happy little.
There are
magically illuminated trees in the promenade that you can go enjoy. We could just have a whole tree episode.
We could just sit underneath the tree all episode.
So in
And
the
eat rat.
meantime, Triss, you have a beautiful sketch.
Do.
Of, did you want to describe what Vosh looks like?
Oh, thank you for the heads up on this. Wow. So yes, Vosh, she is she is muscular and she has the short hair with the kind of spiky and the um what is it, the white stripe in it. Yes, kind of like, I don't know, I was going to make a reference that would be completely out of context. And then the violet amethyst eyes. Hmm.
Okay.
Good enough. I'm sure it was a wonderful description in order for Lorraine to paint such a wonderful sketch.
Well, I'm assuming she did it sort of like a, police artist,
Yes.
asking you about the jaw shape and.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we rolled last time, and it as far as Triss can remember, it looks a lot like Vosh as she recalls her to look like.
Yes. It's good job. I was very happy to give her the money after I saw the wonderful depiction.
Well, my comrades, what shall we do today? Shall we go around asking about this Vosh, showing the portrait to everyone?
Well, we are supposed to, right, be investigating for the place that we are staying, so perhaps we do that, and then I can just share the picture as the opportunities arise.
Why not do both? We can investigate the Arcanum and Vosh. Who knows? She could be mixed up in this.
Now, she could. I would not put it past her. She is just that kind of person.
We don't want to maybe ask too many questions to the wrong people about Vosh.
Why
She might
not?
get, well, she might find out that we're on.
Eh, I am not afraid of her knowing I'm coming after her.
Bold words.
Onto her, then someone isn't.
All right. Well, what's it going to be then? So, Lorraine, thanks you for stopping by. It was a pleasure to do business with you. And if you need any other art done,
Do you
I
give lessons?
I don't see why not.
Huh.
I'm not a school proper, but if you, I have the space and all these lovely places to work. So sure, we could work. We could do lessons.
Uh, I have other things to do now, but I may be back. Thank you.
That's good. How long does a mural take of a portrait of
A mural?
somebody? Yes, like of an elfish kind of figure.
What are you doing, Brokos?
What?
Wondering if perhaps we could paint the side of a building with your portrait, Alar.
Well, that's a grand idea, my friend. I would expect it would be a little pricey.
Could
That
really
would
stick it to the man, though. Just paint the side of a building. Perhaps some of the ones that belong to the company.
Well, they are paying for our housing right now. Think of it more as a reward to them, not sticking it to them.
Oh yeah.
A reward. Alar's face is a reward.
right there in the
Every morning I look in the mirror and I say that to myself, Triss. This is what it's all for.
Perhaps we should get to work then. Dagmar,
Yes.
you said that you had some people you're going to do a background check on.
Yeah, I was gonna check out that Tanner Williams for you. And while we're at it, Tris, can I see that picture of the person you're looking for?
Oh, of course I will. I am showing it off proudly.
All right, I want to take a look at um, that picture and see if I recognize that individual.
I would say, would just make an insight check and see if you remember her.
Okay. Yeah, that is a 7.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say not specifically.
Okay.
I mean, so Tris, you focused on the facial features and the hair and all that stuff, but did you go into it all, like how she was dressed, anything like that?
No, not really. People can change their clothes very easily. Did you not know this?
Yes, I
Oh,
do know this. I mean, I never changed mine. That's why I always look the same.
no, I did not really focus. It's more of a face, maybe shoulders, but I didn't do the whole body portrait.
What kind of shoes did she wear? This is essential.
Military boots.
I mean, so Dagmar, you've seen a lot of strangers in town, and you know that some of them were associated with this dig site, which you haven't personally investigated. It's been out of your specific area of interest, but if she's from out of town, then maybe that is related somehow. But then you guys also have this other lead, right? Because at the bottom of Triss's newly acquired boot, you have this rat guild that you encountered up in Vadragan. So there clearly is some interconnectivity between Knockabout and Vadragan.
Well, they're on top of each other.
Yeah.
That would be like interconnectivity, yes? Because they're like on top of each other.
And yet the bulk of Vadragan knows nothing of Knockabout.
Right. Yeah, there's clearly not a major, thoroughfare. It's like, oh, let's run down to Knockabout and go shopping. You know. Anyway, so to answer, long story short, you don't fully recognize her, but again, there's been so many people, so.
So I want to start investigating the Arcanum. Dagmar, what do you know? Where should we go? What should we do? Where should we look?
Well, if we're looking for strangers to town, we should check out the dig site. That's
Oh,
where they
that's
usually.
right, the
That's
dig
usually
site.
where they all are going.
All right. Do we need a good reason to go to the dig site, or can we just show up?
Well, so you know that you can't just show up. At least it was briefly mentioned when you were having the discussion with the chief engineer that members of that group would come to town, and that's where they would come to go to bars and hang out and whatnot. But that area is restricted, so just wandering in would be a problem.
So do we need a disguise? Do we need to gain membership?
Well, he had suggested that you focus on getting information from people who are in town. That was his suggestion to you. You can do, take whatever direction you want to go.
It's not really my style, but okay.
In the know around here, is there someone else to talk to? Maybe perhaps someone of the underdark of the underdark, the seedy dark belly of it all, who has information?
Yeah, I have some connections to that group, but it'll take me some time to find out some answers.
Okay.
Well, should we go to the various taverns and eateries and make inquiries and small talk?
I want to go to the dig site. But I will do whatever.
Well, let's go to the dig site and see what we find.
Maybe we
No
could
harm in
pretend
scouting it.
or we pretend we're just going for a picnic and inadvertently found it.
Alar can be very persuasive.
I always look like I'm going for a picnic.
Don, do
Okay.
I know where that dig site is? Like, if I'm familiar with that area.
I mean, sure, you know what direction it is. It's outside of the city, and basically you just follow the coast up. It's a bit over a mile away.
Oh,
So I mean, it's not like super far. So I mean, you literally could just walk over there, but like I said, it sounds like it's restricted, so you might run into some issues with people guarding it. And since you really don't know what you're up against, that could be risky.
All right, so then we go to some other tavern. Do we know what tavern they go to when they're in town?
So you would say, I mean, Dagmar, you don't know, like there's not like one hangout, right? Because there's a lot of people involved. I mean, there is one probably nearby called the Red Building. That might be a good place to start.
Okay.
And that's not very far, but it is still, as I recall, it's early morning. You guys got up and you went over. Well, actually, you performed to the lunch crowd at the.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is at their lunch. It is noon.
Yeah.
Some people are probably, doing the 5 o'clock somewhere.
Is there other shops like that carry magic items, or perhaps that we could go to do perhaps a little shopping or sightseeing to get familiar with our surroundings?
I mean, you are in a shopping district, so there are plenty of places to go to. I mean, so I would say, from a meta perspective, you could look around your map and you could see that there are a lot of places that you could wander over to, and Dagmar could tell you about a few different places. I mean, there are magic shops, potions. There's a bathhouse, some general stores. There's a winery. So there are a lot. I mean, there's a lot of different places.
Sure, there's a smith to perhaps sharpen your blade, Chris.
I keep my blade sharp, but sure, whatever. I want to get going on this. I have a picture now. Go talk to people.
Okay, well, you can depart from the art studio and
Yes.
wander out into the city.
Where is this other place? This
Red building.
building?
Not in this district.
Oh.
It is nearby, but it is not specifically in this district. It's in District 8, which is it's actually pretty close. Let me pull you guys out.
And what district are we in?
You're in District 9.
Yes, District 9.
With the different groups here in the district that we've bumped into, perhaps have some information about Vosh? Or do we even assume that she'd be in this area?
I think it's worth asking. We could go back to the Lost Lady or to Greenskin's Tavern or even back to the Green Grocer. I think we could go and just chat up anybody, frankly. So let's just do that.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
let's go.
if we go shopping and then quote unquote, then we can ask the keepers or perhaps get a little bit more information that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I have nowhere to shop that I need to go right now, so
Well, none of us really do, but
so
just the pretense. We can buy a little something here and there.
I would
Well,
like
I
to go
mean-
to a magic shop perhaps to see what they believe is magic.
I mean, objectively, you will need to buy food and supplies for your apartment.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
not
then
the
let's-
most exciting thing to do, but
let's go buy food and supplies at the Green Grocer then.
We were very low on tea.
you do need some tea.
all right. So start with the Green Grocer.
And soap. All the soap.
All the soap.
Liquid soap, only liquid soap though.
Yeah, soap has not been a thing up in Vadrigan, so
My, what the?
All right.
Is that the greengrocer?
That is the greengrocer. All right. So you go wandering over to the greengrocer, which is the closest place next to where you were at.
Why is there a giant mandragora in the center of the greengrocer?
That'd be a fine question to ask the proprietor.
Okay. Good day. I notice you have a gigantic mandragora in the middle of your store. Please do tell me, what is the story?
Oh, well, hello. Yes. Welcome to the store. I'm Brian. You've got to find. Yes, we just got this one in. It's quite fresh. It's the delight of the town right now. We've been selling off pieces. Do you need fresh meat? Well, it's not really meat, but it's just been stunned silence.
I do not know what this is. What is this thing?
Um, well, yes, the what this creature was.
Yes.
Well, your companion seems to be well familiar with it. They're they are bizarre natives of the Underdeep.
And we just eat them?
Well, of course. I mean, they are mostly vegetable. And I am a greengrocer.
Are they sentient?
Well, I mean, they're intelligent to a degree, as much as a plant can be. But don't
I
worry.
would like to inspect closer and see what of this oddity of nature is.
Okay, you can wander around his table, and obviously that is the focal point of the room. But he has plenty of foods, a lot of different fresh vegetables.
So how do you prepare mandragora? Do you grate it and fry it in a cake, or do you pickle it? Or mash it?
Believe both or all.
I don't know that there's a defined way to prepare it, and there are many ways. It's just consider it mostly like a large root or tuber. You can certainly mash it up with some fresh butter. It's delightful that way. Perhaps you could slice it and pan fry it.
A root or tuber that once had hopes and dreams.
Well, don't we all?
But we would come here for some things like carrots and perhaps other greeneries you have. We need to fill our pantry.
Well, I think mandragora is the carrot replacement here, man. So
Oh well, we do have carrots too, of course.
Yeah, they have carrots, Alar. And squash.
Yeah. I mean, if you look closer, I have some carrots right here.
and lots of pumpkins.
Really need to try my sweet potato pie.
What about like garlic?
We do have some garlic, yes.
And onions. Definitely onions. We need onions.
All right, so we fill our cart.
Oh,
Don,
perfect.
We actually cut out a huge segment here where we just listed off ingredients for another 15 minutes. And you, if you're on Patreon, we will give that 15 minutes of grocery.
Grocery shopping.
Grocery
The
shopping.
heroes go grocery shopping.
You know,
And perhaps a recipe for a great Cobb salad.
Oh, ooh, nice. Okay.
it's
Adventure.
Not always, it's not always about roaming the dungeon and killing creatures. Sometimes heroes have to eat.
I was thinking we could put together a nice ratatouille.
Yes.
Okay, well, he'll load you up with as much as you can carry.
hey Don, while they're grocery shopping, I'd like to stand outside and keep an eye out for maybe a member of the particular guild that I would be able to get some information about Tanner Williams and maybe Vosh's location. Like I want to try to buy some information from someone.
Okay. Well, if you start looking around while they're shopping and having a delightful time there, you notice. Actually, I'll say this: make a perception roll.
Okay. Seven. That's 2 1s in a row.
Wow.
By the way.
Wasted all those rolls.
You're off to a strong start.
I know.
Um, well, I mean, you don't see any of the specific shadier folk that you're looking for, but then this may not be the time or the place to find them. You do notice uh, there's a man who is discreetly watching you from over behind the those crates just across the way there.
Okay. Do I recognize him or his garb at all?
He looks like he is one of the rovers, and
Oh.
he's just kind of kicking back. He just seems to be just looking your direction, being discreet about it.
Okay.
But he wasn't full on like hiding, you know. So because you wouldn't probably noticed him then. He's just he has a relaxed alertness as he's watching you.
Okay.
Probably a fan.
Yeah. I'll
It
keep an
happens.
eye on him.
Okay. When he realizes you're just kind of watching him, he'll just kind of look around, act like he's
Inspecting the crates.
inspecting the crates, and then he'll just discreetly sort of wander off. Just kind of head around the building there. So, you know, at least you're now aware that somebody's keeping some tabs on you.
And do I get the impression that he was looking kind of just at me, or was he kind of looking at all of us?
I mean, he was. It's hard to say.
Okay.
You don't have any reason to believe he'd be following just you.
Okay.
And given the we'll say kerfuffle of last night, it is possible that the rovers are interested in your activities.
Why? We defended their territory for them.
You did, but you're also unaffiliated, so there's now these rogue possible mercenaries, and they don't know where you fit into this.
They
sure
should
we-
appreciate me.
We still probably raise some flags.
I don't know
Troubadours
what
can-
about me would raise any flags. I just
Subtle is the word when I think of Chris.
yes, unobtrusive.
Yeah, you're walking around with a giant flag of all of your own.
Well, we need breads, of course, and cheeses.
Well, no, I have to show the greengrocer my picture first.
yes.
Brian. Brian, yes.
Yes, my name is Brian. He's a halfling, by the way.
Hello, Brian the halfling.
Oh no, it's just Brian. But yeah, you know, I am a halfling. You are observant.
All right. Hello, Brian the halfling. Here is this picture. Do you know this person?
Well, that is a lovely picture. Oh, I have seen that person.
And
Well, she was in here at least within the last week. I think perhaps I could be more precise if you take some of this lovely mandragora.
we have already did you not see the bags and bags of your products we have already purchased?
You want us to go through the list again? Because we
I-
can.
I will take a little step towards him, just in a, a friendly, non-threatening manner.
Okay. Well, that's point taken. Point taken. Yes, I don't know who she is specifically, but she wasn't here another with another man probably 4 days ago. They did some similar shopping.
Hmm.
I believe she gave him instructions to return the supplies to camp.
To camp.
That is what she said.
Hmm. She is a dear old friend of mine. I must find her.
Oh, well, I would love to facilitate your happy reunion, but that is all I know.
And what
I-
did this man look like, Brian?
Oh well, he was also human, muscular type, and wearing armor and weapons. Not unlike your friend there, pointing back at Triss.
Was she wearing the same kind of outfit? Like the same? Do you notice any patches or whatnot on them, or any insignia?
As I think about it, they they were dressed in a similar fashion. I don't recall any insignia, but they definitely were not wearing any of the local guild colors.
And they definitely said camp, but they didn't say where the camp was. Correct?
That's what I recall. Yes.
Well, that makes sense that they would be buying other supplies around the area. Then perhaps we should check other places.
That is a good thought. We should do that. Thank you, Brian the Halfling.
Yeah, you are welcome, the tiefling.
What makes you think I am tiefling?
Um,
Does she know she's a tiefling?
Have a pleasant day. Do come back.
So I imagine they had all sorts of supplies. The man who we helped, I wonder if they even patronized his place.
Yes, our neighbor.
Parson.
Neighbor Parson.
You could go back to Parsons, or
so let's go talk to
We should go to
our neighbor
Parsons.
Parson. Now that you have your lovely portrait.
all right. Well, Parsons is just to the east, as you recall.
Okay, well, we're going to need measuring cups and measuring
Oh,
spoons.
Isn't all that
Definitely
already in our residence? The like
I
the
think they would
basic.
have some like knife and cutlery and whatnot.
Yeah.
Silverware would be there.
toilet paper, lots of toilet paper,
And soap.
all the soap. You know, if he has any nice colognes, obviously.
I gave you that small little patchouli oil, but you never used it, Alar.
Right.
All the druids wear patchouli oil.
Yeah, they do. It is known.
Okay, well, you pass. If you could probably, if you wanted to, you could pop back into your room and put all your supplies off if you wanted. But otherwise, you can.
Sure. I can run
continue
those
on.
up for everybody.
Good
Thank
boy,
you,
Brokos. Yeah.
Okay, so he goes and deposits that in the room while you enter into Parsons' shop. There's a few people in there, and they depart pretty much as you are entering in.
Because of us, or just
No,
happened?
not because of you. Just,
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's the middle of the day. There's a lot more activity in the town. I mean,
I
people
don't
aren't-
think you're any more spooky looking than anybody else in this underground city. So I think you blend pretty well here, Triss.
I
Oh,
blend.
she definitely does.
I am a blender.
So as you wander in, Jared's like, "Oh, welcome back. I'm so glad you came to see me."
Well, we had another question for you. My friend Triss here is looking for an old friend of hers.
Oh, I see.
Yes, have you
Okay.
seen her? And I hold up the picture again. Like, I'm very proud of this picture, by the way. Like, Triss feels clever.
Perhaps we could commission our artist friend to paint them on milk jugs.
That would be very expensive. I do not think that is a good idea.
Perhaps in the stalls of bathrooms.
Well, you could go put it in the bathhouse, I suppose, although the moisture might ruin it. So he looks at it, and I was actually rolled to see who actually remembered seeing her. He got a natural 20, so
Okay.
which is
See
pretty good.
Dagmar.
Oh, I know. It's been brutal so far.
So he scrutinizes that and says, "Oh yes, I do recognize that woman. She was in here picking up some supplies. In fact, She and her companion acquired most of the rope that I had, and I do believe they ordered some mining picks.
Hmm.
And did they take it with them, or did they have you deliver?
They had it. Well, the ropes and things they had one of their companions take away, but the other supplies I still have to get, so they're going to be picked up here in a few days.
Perfect.
They say where their camp was?
Well, they didn't, but I don't think that they were miners from the way that they dress, so I'm thinking that they must be those outer towners working at the dig site.
Oh,
Ah, that's good information, Jarrett. You've been very helpful.
Oh, I owe you a great deal.
Yes, you do owe
Yeah.
us more than just information, but sure.
wow! Now you're shaking down our neighbor, huh?
Wow. Yeah, slow down there, Broker.
You know how hard it is to bring a cave bear into a hallway?
Not that
Just
hard for you, man.
the
So
logistics alone.
Well, can I interest you in any supplies?
I, I'm sure we need some stuff around. And if we were going to be traveling outside of town, perhaps, what would you suggest we have?
I mean, he'll start going on the list of supplies and offering to sell you as much as he can, of course.
Hmm.
And I can provide you with the supply list if you want to go through it and purchase some things off air.
no, save that. Save that as a bonus for our.
That'll be the bonus track. We will have the shopping episode for patrons at the $5 tier and up. We should get
Careful what you.
Yeah, don't say that. No, we're not really doing that.
that.
Now that's on you, Don, to come up with that list.
Well, I mean, we'll have to record it, of course. So,
Right.
but yeah, his shop is a general goods shop, so he has a wide variety of things. It's the like, basic supplies, like your typical adventuring type supplies, mixed in with some common foodstuffs. He's
Thinking
not
like lanterns and things like that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, he does. He does have those. I mean, you can just look around the map. He just has a bunch of different things. So, if there are any supplies that you have long been desiring, you can acquire some of the basic stuff here, or you can continue on to some other shops if there's some specialty goods you're looking for.
Well, since this place is right next to our home, I think we don't need to weigh ourselves down with
Nope.
exactly. We'll be back to pick up some stuff. What other things that they have you order that they were picking up later? Did you not have them in stock?
And they needed a bunch of mining picks, and I usually only keep a couple on hand. Most
And
of
are you
those,
planning on notifying them when your shipment comes in, or are they planning on coming back on a certain day?
they should be back here in 3 days. I told them I should be able to get as many as they needed from the Miners Guild by then. I
Well,
don't
I
know why
guess
they didn't purchase from them directly, but I certainly don't mind.
right. I believe we know where to be in 3 days.
So that is very interesting that they did not purchase directly from the Miners Guild, though.
Probably want to keep it on the.
So
Noted.
yes, they're trying to.
Anything unusual that they ordered, or anything out of the ordinary that they talked about? I mean, you're from this area. Is there anything that kind of jumped out at you that said, this is strange?
Not that I recall. Just, if they're not going to be mining, then the fact that they need that type of equipment is interesting.
Well, thanks for all your help, Jarrett. We'll see you again.
Of course, always a pleasure. Look forward to see you this evening.
So I actually have some other questions for Jarrett, but maybe that should be another time. I want to know more about his daughter.
Okay. I mean,
Do I sense that this is an appropriate time to ask?
then there's nobody else intruding right now, so sure.
I mean, if Dagmar, if you'd like to show me to the magic shop, perhaps Trish could do ask some questions just by herself. She has no need to a magic shop, correct?
Well, I kind of want to look around. I
Oh.
don't know. There might be something fun there. Maybe I work on some card tricks.
Well, sure, that's magic.
Okay. I mean, so you want to ask now then?
Yeah. So I just want to know. What is your girl's name again?
Matilda.
That's right, Matilda. She is tiefling. No.
Yes, she is.
Why is she tiefling?
Wow.
Well, her mother was a tiefling.
So she's half tiefling.
Um, I guess I'm not entirely certain. I mean, technically speaking, yes, but the way I understand tiefling natures, it can run in your bloodline. It can skip generations. So sometimes, um, it's not children of a tiefling and a human aren't necessarily tiefling. At least the way I understand it.
But you are actual father.
Oh yes, yes.
Where's her mother?
She passed away.
When?
Whew. Tris, why don't we take all these goods back to the apartment?
Yes. We do have to pick up some baked goods as well. And it's just down the road, I believe.
I mean, he looks a little uncomfortable. I mean, it's just obviously that's a very direct question.
I'm
You
going to
wanna-
leave the room because of the awkwardness in the room.
I mean, did you? So your tone as you're playing it is pretty terse. Are you couching it a little bit in any sort of diplomacy in the way that you're trying to
No,
talk to him?
I'm not. I'm just a very direct
Diplomacy.
tiefling. I don't recall having any diplomacy. Let me look.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so he I would say just make a charisma check.
That's an 8.
That sounds about right.
Was Matilda planned or a happy accident?
So I mean, he'll just about 3 years ago, and I mean he looks a little uncomfortable.
I am sorry if I make you uncomfortable. I know what it is to be a tiefling raised by people who are not tiefling.
Oh well, I never have considered that. She's my daughter.
Mm.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay. Great. That wasn't awkward at all. So you you depart with. So are you? I'm assuming you're going to buy some more gear, and we will let you figure that out from the shopping list.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got 3 days to figure out what kind of gear we need.
Okay. So yeah, just assume you can acquire most of the basic items from him.
Okay.
As everybody exits out of the Parsons, I'd like to pipe up. I've been thinking how we can get on that dig site. If we talk to either the Explorers Guild or the Miners Guild, maybe even the Explorers, because they owe us a favor for protecting their territory. They might be able to get us a pass to get to that dig site. Might be able to get us in the right way.
That is a good plan.
I would think that it's easy. Sometimes the best way is the easiest way. Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to save us a whole lot of trouble that we don't need.
Yes, avoiding trouble is something that's a good thing for most of us.
Okay. Well, you can work on those details as we continue on with the shopping episode. Then
Baked goods.
Baked goods?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were going to magic shop.
Well, that's on the way, right? The bakery is.
it is on the way.
Mm,
I think we should get some
breads and
croissants
rolls.
and some rolls
Mm.
and some baguettes and some boules, and some English muffins,
So there is
and
a
some
bakery.
scones,
There is a
The
bakery.
and
Americans
some
call
bear
biscuits.
claws.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I could go for a bit. Scones are a little too dry for me.
Oh, I don't know. You got to make them right.
Then it's just a muffin if it's too moist.
Oh no, those are cupcakes. A muffin should have a little dryness to it.
Mm.
Most muffins nowadays
Yeah.
are just
We could get both.
and some cupcakes.
Cupcakes,
I mean,
Croissant.
cookies,
so
biscuits.
Dagmar, you could tell them that the Mad Batter Bakery is the place to go if they're wanting some baked goods.
Oh, I will let my nose find it.
Well, your
Yeah,
nose knows.
I'll lead them there.
And some pita bread.
Any more lists? Save some for the patrons.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so we will go. Let's fast forward this one and say we buy some baked goods and we talk to the proprietor about Vosh and about the dig site.
Who is the proprietor?
The proprietor is
They have no name.
generic token.
Oh,
Jeff
He doesn't-
Boyardee.
He has a name.
The
It
Mad
is-
Batter.
Yeah, that's how he just goes by. He's the Mad Batter. You can ask him what his actual name is.
I just did.
Barging in. Hello, what's your name? What's your real name?
That's not unreasonable.
Well, hello there. Welcome to the Mad Batter.
Yes, we are here to buy
Lots and lots of stuff.
scones and baguettes.
Are your scones dry?
So, what is your name?
Louis.
Louis.
Louis. Louis, have you ever seen this woman?
He's just
Points
like,
to
"Fair."
portrait.
Well, I'm just putting a whole bunch of stuff in our basket to ring up while they're having a conversation.
So I actually hadn't planned it to go down quite that way, but so I rolled a 19 on Brian the Halfling. I rolled a 20 on Parson, and I rolled a 19 on Louis. So I was like,
Wow.
Oh, they all know her.
So
That is-
observant.
Obviously, she's been shopping here. Yeah.
she has been shopping around, and you don't go anywhere if you're not going to stop at the Mad Batter.
And everyone recognizes the woman with the skunk stripe on her head. So, yeah.
Exactly. She's not subtle.
Or Wolverine. Maybe it's Wolverine. That's more intimidating.
Well, yes, I do. I do recognize the young lady. She was here. Well, she's not quite young, but who's to say? She was here about 3 days ago, purchasing quite a bit of baked bread, of which we have the finest in town.
That is what we have heard.
And my scones are very moist, and they're splendid with tea.
So they're cupcakes.
Not too moist. Yeah. I don't want moist. Moist scone? That sounds gross. Moist.
So I'm just curious how you make with the flour.
Oh my
Is it
God.
wheat flour?
It is.
How long
mostly
does it take to get flour down here?
It is mostly potato flour.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, it is the things you must think of when you don't have a regular supply of grain.
Mm. Well, we'll take a minced meat pie as well. I see you have some over there.
Of course. So he will proceed to dish out whatever you wanted to get. He has an excellent supply of baked goods.
Okay.
It smells wonderful,
And information.
and information.
So, did they just bought a bunch of stuff and did they have it delivered?
They took all the baked bread I had and said that they'd be needing more, so I will be stocking up on more loaves. So it sounds like they'll be coming back in a few days.
Did they carry it out in a basket or a cart or a trolley or a sledge?
Well, I know they had some porters who were carrying it all in sacks.
How long ago was this?
I believe
3
it
days.
was 3 days.
3 days ago.
Okay. Anything else you can tell us about this woman and her companion? We have some happy news we wish to share with her. It's very important we find her.
Well, I mean, she was a bit gruff.
Oh, yes, that she is.
Um, what can I tell you? I mean, other than buying a lot of foods, it did seem like they were taking them back to some camp somewhere. Like they weren't here in the town.
All right. So
I
he has nothing
do-
new for us. Well, oh, yes.
Actually, as I recall, there was some conversation about spending time at the Red Building.
There you go.
All right. I want to go there. I said I wanted to go there already, and
Thank you, Louis. We will
Louis.
be back for your fine pastries and baked goods.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo indeed.
Toodaloo.
toodaloo.
To the magic
Okay,
shop.
magic shop. Come on.
All right.
By that time,
Okay.
it'll be lunch. We could possibly get to the red building.
Oh, it's already past lunch, remember?
Yeah, it's well past lunch. How long do you think it
Oh.
takes to paint a portrait?
It took
I
her
thought it
like
was morning when we
It was morning, and then we went to lunch and did my performance.
Oh.
And then we had a
Oh,
portrait,
that's right.
and then we went shopping.
We're shopping.
It's
Oh.
been a
It's gonna be
busy
like
day.
it's nigh on dinner time. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so shopping can be so
Nice.
tiring.
Nigh on dinner time. Love it.
all right. Well, you wander into the ye old magic shop.
Mm.
It is
Who is the proprietor?
well, the as you enter in, there is there's a kobold in there.
Greetings.
Hello.
Sounded really creepy there, Brokos.
Yeah, I can be.
He was trying to sound like a kobold.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Greetings.
Did you want us to see the magic shop on the screen?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Sorry.
It's down further. You gotta kind of scope down. It's basically past the general store.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
I am Brokos.
I am Pizzazz.
Nice to meet you. Ah, very good name for a magician. What goods can you sell us, Pizzazz? What do you have that you would show off to us?
Do you have anything on clearance?
Don't mind him. He's a bit cheap.
Clearance, as in like low to the ground?
Like semi-used potions.
M-A-U.
Well loved.
Half-filled bottles.
Well-loved wands.
Oh, I see. You're looking for some wands that are partially used, so you can get a discount. I understand. I do have a few odds and ends if you want to survey my supplies.
Yes.
So he'll let you take a look at a few things that he has. So he does have some basic potions if you're interested in restocking any of those.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, he's got some basic cure potions. We can go through if you're wanting to do some actual purchasing.
Yeah, we can do that off screen.
Yeah.
Yes. I
You
don't
have
want-
like a list of things you're looking for. I didn't like make a list of his entire
Yeah,
inventory
really.
because, Okay, so and we still have you don't have a ton of money. I think you
Well,
can-
this is billed to Copico. Yeah. This is a tab. That
Nice.
It's expensed, right?
Expense account.
Yeah.
That's right.
was part of our, just like
Yeah.
anybody else who would be working as contract.
Yeah, I don't think they don't think they were going to expense your magic supplies. So
Well, we'll expense it and quibble it out later.
Right.
Yeah, they can try and get the potion back after I've drunk it.
Well, here's a vial filled with liquid. It's probably the potion you're
See
looking
what
for.
it does.
It's at least partially the potion, I'm
Well-
sure.
Pizzazz, have you, as a proprietor in this area, have you seen this woman? I'll point to the portrait that
Hmm.
Triss is holding.
No, I sure have not. But then I must confess that humans don't always look unique to me, unfortunately. But no, he's or she's not been in this shop that I can recall.
Very well. Well, I believe we'll probably make our purchases then, whatever we can find off camera, and then thank him for his time.
Yeah, he does his best to push some goods on you.
Sure.
So
And
we can-
move along. So we could just skip that because
We do
that
our
makes
best
me
to buy some goods.
yeah.
Well, it is getting late. Perhaps we
Mm.
should go for dinner at the Red Building.
Yes, I want to go to the red building.
We
I
can drop off
remember
our
you saying that hours ago, Triss.
we can drop the stuff off, and then we can go to the red building.
I'll guide him there.
okay. Then where's Alar at? Alar's still back at the bakery.
Uh-oh, Don, you've cut out.
Alar's still back at the bakery.
That is better.
All right. Very well. Then you guys spend the afternoon shopping. You've acquired quite a number of provisions and possibly some potions. And then you make your way following Dagmar's guidance into Zone 8 to the Red Building. So, Dagmar, you can tell them some basic information just a little bit before you go, because you've been in there. And you do know it's run by a hobgoblin, and that it's also kind of known for its pit fights and dice. People play dice there, and there's betting and things like that. So it's not exactly a seedy tavern, but it can be a little rough because it welcomes pretty openly non-humans. So
What are you saying about us non-humans, Don?
I'm just saying that there's different places to go, and they don't all look upon all the different races favorably.
Mm.
Well, we will get a table, and how are we received?
There we go. All right, I have changed the map to the front of the Red Building.
Perhaps you should be first and making an entrance, Alar.
Always.
I will hold the door for you.
I will sweep my cape aside as I survey the room.
There you go. Yeah, so the building wasn't very far from the district that you're in, and the entrance is in a narrow alley. There's it's late in the afternoon, but it's not night, so there's a handful of shady looking people around, but there's also fairly normal people in the area. So you step through the large double wooden doors into the Red Building, which, by the way, its namesake is the place is completely painted red, and it is a wooden 2-story structure. So it stands out, and obviously that's where its namesake comes. Dagmar can tell you that the story behind it is that it's painted with the red of all the people who fought in its notorious pit.
Oh, that's a fun.
But it's probably an exaggeration.
Well, but still, it's a fun exaggeration.
But yeah, you step in. It is a slightly smoke-filled room. There's probably a dozen or so people of various races. You see a number of goblins, a couple hobgoblins, and actually a bugbear, along with a few humans all intermingling. There is a orc waitress at the counter next to a large balding human serving drinks to people, and a rotund hobgoblin is sitting on a stool, which, after you've been there a moment, Dagmar can probably identify as the proprietor. So you look around the room. There are no fights going on, but there is like a ring of goblins over there where there's a fight pit, like a stone floor. It's sort of set in the ground, and it is actually quite bloodied with dried blood. And you think perhaps you can get into some trouble here. But I think that trouble may have to come next week, because we're going to end our shopping episode.
Oh, lists. We got some really good information though.
You did.
Yeah.
You've learned a few things about the whereabouts or goings on of Vosh and her companions.
And more importantly, where she will be in 3 days.
That's
Yes,
true.
that is important information.
And if not her, her companions.
So next week, let's get into some trouble in the Red Building.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Sounds good.
Right.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye bye.